Bandidos, today we're venturing into the realm of speculation and imagination, exploring the potential locations for future Division 2 expansions and the looming enigma that is the Division 3. Picture this, a post-pandemic New Orleans, the neon-lit streets of Tokyo, and the icy landscapes of Moscow. Now, here's a question to ignite your creativity. Which city would make the perfect backdrop for the Division 3 story to unfold? Answering this question takes us deep into a whole new world. Get ready for a thrilling globe-trotting adventure as we dive deep into the speculative world of the Division. Let's do it! Okay, let's kick things off with a bang. If you could choose any city for the Division 3, where would it be and why? I asked the community this question and you all tossed out some great ideas. Let's take a look at the list of the top suggestions. Be sure to stick around to the end because Morgan Freeman has a story to tell. Now picture this, the glittering lights of the Las Vegas Strip reduced to a flickering neon in a world gone dark. The Division 3 in Las Vegas could bring a whole new meaning to the phrase, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Atlanta, the city in the forest. The lush greenery turned into an urban jungle where nature reclaims the streets. How cool would it be to explore the remnants of the Walking Dead's territory in the Division universe? And perhaps we swing by the CDC, the Windy City, known for its deep dish pizza and of course, the Bean. But what if that iconic sculpture becomes a landmark in a war-torn landscape? Chicago could offer a diverse and challenging terrain for agents. We have the vibrant and lively city of New Orleans. Can you imagine navigating the flooded streets, dealing with the unique challenges that the bayou could bring? Jazz-filled streets turned eerie ghost town. Sign me up. Hold on, we can't forget about the concrete jungle where it all began. New York has already seen its fair share of chaos, but what if it gets even worse? The possibilities are endless. Can the Division exist outside of New York City? Hollywood dreams turned into a post-apocalyptic nightmare. Los Angeles. From the Hollywood Hills to Santa Monica Pier, every landmark could tell a story of survival and desperation. Ever thought about the Space Needle as a Division base? Seattle brings a whole new level of verticality to the game. Imagine battling factions in the shadows of the iconic tower. All right, now that we've fantasized about the potential cities for the Division 3, let's narrow it down. What city do I think has the most potential for a gripping Division 3 story? Drumroll please. Personally, I'm leaning towards New Orleans. Picture this, the unique combination of historic architecture, the Mississippi River, and the hauntingly beautiful bayou. The Division 3 in New Orleans could bring an unparalleled atmospheric experience, blending the chaos of the pandemic with the city's rich cultural heritage. The flooded streets could add a whole new layer of complexity to the game. Navigating the bayou would not only be visually stunning, but would also introduce challenges like hidden enemy ambushes and mutant creatures lurking in the murky waters. The contrast between the lively jazz scene and the eerie silence of abandoned streets could create a hauntingly beautiful backdrop for our agents' struggles. Agents could face challenges like dealing with the unpredictable weather, utilizing boats for navigation, and strategizing around areas prone to flooding. The city's unique geography and architecture could offer diverse tactical opportunities, making every mission a thrilling adventure. As agents explore New Orleans, they have to adapt their strategies to the unique characteristics of each faction, whether it's countering voodoo magic, deciphering jazz signals, or outsmarting aquatic attacks. The challenges would be as diverse as the factions themselves. And personally, I really like the idea of voodoo-orientated factions. I picture something tribal and imagine they would remind me of the hyenas with a similar level of intensity. So we've envisioned a captivating Division 3 storyline set in the vibrant chaos of New Orleans. But how does it tie back to the roots of the original Division story that unfolded on the icy streets of New York City during the infamous Black Friday? All right, Bandidos, we've set the stage for the Division 3 in the vibrant city of New Orleans. Now, let's dive into the juicy details of how the story might possibly evolve in this unique post-apocalyptic landscape. And to help, Morgan Freeman has kindly agreed to guide us.
How do you do, Bandidos?
Get ready for some speculative storytelling and a world where chaos knows no borders.
Entering Dog Zone.
In the midst of New Orleans' treacherous streets, the air clings to my skin, laden with mystery and anticipation. The narrow alleys reverberate with distant whispers of voodoo rituals and the haunting melodies of jazz, weaving a narrative that transcends anything ordinary. The atmosphere is dense with foreboding, the bayou's humidity weighing down the air, while the distant echo of jazz notes creates an eerie soundtrack in the urban landscape. My mission takes an unforeseen turn as local intel reveals a mysterious group, the Voodoo Enclave, barely spoken of, as if in cautious tones to avoid unintended conjuring. While exploring the city's dilapidated buildings, I stumbled upon a hidden enclave nestled in the heart of the French Quarter. The narrow alleys opened up to reveal a clandestine gathering of survivors adorned in tattered clothes, their faces obscured by voodoo masks. Lit candles flicker in the shadows, casting an otherworldly glow on the scene. Concealed in the darkness, I watched in silence the Voodoo Enclave's mystic rituals. Figures clad in ceremonial garb chant incantations, their hands moving in rhythmic patterns. Suddenly, the air crackled with energy as voodoo charms were wielded, unleashing a kind of bloodthirsty madness on the group. I was caught in a moment of awe and trepidation as I realized the mystical arts have become a potent weapon in the hands of this rogue faction. As I strive to slip away unnoticed, an intense gaze zeroes in on me. A guardian of the Voodoo Enclave has detected an intruder. Swiftly, I retreat, imprinting upon them the chilling realization that the mystic realm of voodoo has discovered a fresh target to pursue. Lost amidst the submerged streets and the murky bayou, the once whispered tales of maritime chaos and the Bayou Pirates evolved beyond mere rumors. The familiar sounds of lapping water now carried a sinister undertone, amplified by the emergence of makeshift boats from the mist. From the concealment of shadows, I observed the Bayou Pirate Patrol navigating in their makeshift boats, adorned with ominous symbols. It was a clear sign that the bayou had transformed into a perilous domain under the firm grip of this formidable maritime faction. This encounter etched in me the unsettling realization that the waters of New Orleans concealed dangers surpassing the infected and bloodthirsty scavengers. Inexorably drawn to the haunting echoes of distress resonating from the heart of New Orleans, I found myself compelled by an enigmatic invitation. Intel, cryptic and foreboding, surfaced, hinting at a convergence of a mysterious group and mystical forces working behind the scenes deep in the shadows of history, adding an ethereal layer to the urgency of my mission. My journey into New Orleans was guided by cryptic intel and rumors from a shadowy figure within the division's intelligence network, operating under the codename Silhouette. This mysterious contact remained veiled in secrecy. Silhouette's keen understanding of impending threats led to the interception of whispers from various sources, including encrypted communications, messages from rival factions, and intel from clandestine informants. The carefully curated information hinted at the convergence of mystical forces in New Orleans, and Silhouette believed that my unique skills positioned me to unravel the city's treacherous mysteries. The motives behind Silhouette's decision to share this information remained shrouded in secrecy, whether driven by a personal agenda, loyalty to the division, or a deeper understanding of the mystical elements at play. Silhouette's role set the stage for a narrative transcending the boundaries of conventional missions, guiding me toward the heart of New Orleans and its enigmatic secrets. In the aftermath of the chaos in New York, these new revelations shake the very core of my understanding. The architects, puppeteers of the virus, deliberately chose New Orleans for their diabolical experiments. This city wasn't just a victim, it was a crucible, its vibrant streets and mystical air forged in the flames of a sinister plan. In the shadowy depths of this post-apocalyptic narrative, the origins of the Black Friday virus are intricately entwined with the mystique of old voodoo magic. Long before the virus spread through the icy streets of New York, its roots had been subtly planted, in the rich soils of New Orleans, a city steeped in a history of voodoo folklore. As fate would have it, this mystical energy collided with modern science during a clandestine experiment. Unscrupulous individuals seeking to harness the power of voodoo for their own gains initiated a series of covert tests in New Orleans. The mystical resonance of voodoo acted as a catalyst, altering the genetic makeup of the virus and infusing it with an eerie, supernatural essence. The virus, now a twisted amalgamation of science and ancient mysticism, lay dormant, patiently biding its time until the chaos of Black Friday would serve as the perfect cover for its release. When the virus was unleashed on that fateful day, it carried with it not just the devastation of a modern pandemic, but also the echoes of old voodoo magic no one detected. The seemingly random and chaotic spread of the virus mirrored the capricious nature of mystical forces at play. The voodoo-infused virus became a weapon of unprecedented potency, its effects unpredictable, and its origins shrouded in a veil of mysticism. This unholy alliance between voodoo magic and scientific experimentation set the stage for a narrative where agents must confront not only the tangible threats of factions and the virus itself, but also the intangible forces rooted in the mystical traditions of New Orleans. A chance discovery led me to a hidden, ancient, cryptic book that predicted the very fall of civilization, foretelling a cataclysmic event that intertwined the realms of mysticism and science. This ancient tome, known as the Book of Shadows, had been safeguarded in a lost underground crypt, lined with the corpses of a secretive group of scholars and keepers of esoteric knowledge for generations. Its weathered pages contained prophecies encoded in a language that transcended time, pointing to a convergence of dark forces that would reshape the destiny of humanity. It was a roadmap to the end, and someone somewhere was following the guide to a T. The prophecies, veiled in metaphorical language and symbolic illustrations, described the unleashing of a potent force born from the union of black magic and a virus. A force that would not only ravage the physical world, but also fracture the fabric of reality itself. The Book of Shadows hinted at the virus's origins in the mystic bayous of New Orleans and how ancient energies had been harnessed to create a weapon that transcended the limitations of the known world. As we slowly deciphered the cryptic verses, the correlation between the prophecies and the unfolding events became chillingly evident. Armed with the insights from the Book of Shadows, I found myself on a quest not just to contain the virus, but to unravel the deeper mysteries concealed within its pages. Each decoded verse and symbol led me closer to understanding the ancient prophecy and the dark forces manipulating the course of history. The discovery of the Book of Shadows added a layer of complexity to the narrative as I delved into a world where ancient predictions met contemporary crises. The prophetic whispers of the ancient text serves as a key to unlocking the secrets that bound the Black Friday virus to the ancient voodoo magic, providing me with the knowledge needed to confront not only the immediate threats, but also the deep-rooted mystical forces that threaten to reshape the very foundations of our world. Agents, my friends, fell one by one like dominoes. Comms eventually went completely dark, and I felt the darkness was closing in on me. In the shadows of the post-apocalyptic world, a mysterious and covert group of militant enforcers, known as the Hunters, emerged as the guardians of the ancient prophecy foretold in the Book of Shadows. These enigmatic figures, adorned in haunting masks and wielding deadly precision, took it upon themselves to protect the mystical knowledge contained within the ancient text and ensure that the prophecy unfolded according to its cryptic verses. The Hunters traced their origins to a lineage of elite warriors deeply rooted in the traditions of voodoo magic and ancient mysticism. As the prophecy in the Book of Shadows hinted at the convergence of dark forces, these guardians interpreted their role as custodians of the delicate balance between the mystical and material worlds. Their covert existence stemmed from a belief that the true power of the prophecy lay in its secrecy. The hunters operated in the shadows, concealed from the prying eyes of the factions, division agents, and anyone who sought to exploit the ancient knowledge for their own gain. They became elusive phantoms, lurking in the periphery of the agent's awareness, ready to strike when the balance tipped toward chaos. Hunters saw the division agents as potential disruptors of the delicate equilibrium between the forces at play. And so the hunters did what they do best, hunted, and agents became their prey. The division, with its focus on restoring order, posed a threat to the mystic chaos that the prophecy predicted. The hunters, bound by an unwavering commitment to the ancient knowledge, considered the agents as unwitting intruders into a realm they were ill-prepared to comprehend. The enigmatic masks worn by the hunters symbolized their dedication to anonymity and their role as spectral defenders of the prophecy. Each mask bore unique symbols representing their connection to the voodoo traditions and the ancient magic that fueled their existence. The very appearance of a hunter struck fear into the hearts of those who glimpsed them, a harbinger of the unseen forces manipulating the fate of the world. As division agents ventured deeper into the mysteries of the Black Friday virus and the intertwined realms of voodoo magic, they found themselves in a delicate dance with the elusive hunters. The guardians, ever watchful, would emerge from the shadows to test the mettle of the agents, ensuring that only those worthy of wielding the ancient knowledge would survive the trials set forth by the prophecy. In this intricate tapestry of mysticism, covert warfare, and the struggle for control, the hunters stood as spectral sentinels, dedicated to preserving the delicate balance between the tangible and the mystical, all while enforcing the cryptic verses that bound them to the ancient prophecy. When I stared into the abyss of darkness, I always had a feeling it was staring back. Now I know it probably was. A moral dilemma loomed. To prevent a catastrophic new outbreak, I must confront the sins of the past. And so, I embark on a journey of redemption, closure, and a promise to safeguard the future from the horrors that began long before it showed its face on the frosty streets of Black Friday. Following breadcrumbs from New Orleans back to New York reveals a global network of corruption. Paris, Tokyo, Moscow, Sydney. Each city became a battleground, with factions intertwined in a grand design. Fragments of documents, encrypted messages, and whispers in the dark all pointed to the secretive cabal's grand design. Chillingly designed, exactly as the ancient text predicted. Time running out, I have only one question left. What's my next move?
So Bandidos, I hope you enjoyed story time. Now tell me, what do you think would be the best setting for The Division 3? Thank you for hanging out with me today. My name is TuxedoBandido, and this was another episode of The Division 2. If you found this video helpful, subscribe, like, and turn on notifications to ensure you don't miss out on the fantastic experiences waiting for you in The Division 2. And if you like builds like this, check out the recommended build video I have here for you. If you have anything you want to see covered, be sure to let me know in the comments below. And thank you to all the channel members and donors who make everything possible. Tux Nation wouldn't be without you.
Follow me.
I get it.